Well, that's not something you see every day. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hello there and welcome back to Roguecraft. It's day 9 on the server and the word on the street is that mobs aren't spawning for anyone. Considering I've been underground for 10 minutes only seen one mob, I think there might be a problem. Time to call in CEO and see if he can find what's going on. After a quick trip to the base of one of our players who shall remain nameless, CEO found the problem. It seems our nameless friend has been AFK all night, and apparently all the mobs in the known world have gathered for one gigantic party to end all parties, and they held it right below his base. This sounds like a job for Torchman. When zombies fill the streets and all hope is lost,
who will bring the light, no matter what the cost?
Torchman. Oh, shoot. The stinger's over. One sec. Oh, come on. Almost there. Ah, there we go. Greetings, my cave lighting aficionados. I've been asked by Gragore and CEO to come light these caves up and save the fair citizens of the Roguecraft server from the pain of a non-functioning mob farm. So, without further ado, let's get ready to light it up.
I'm on fire!
Beware, citizens, for we have entered the caves, and already there are signs of danger ahead. Danger from spiders apparently too drunk to notice that we're here. Taste my flaming torches of righteousness, foul fiends! We may be here to light these caves, but we must always remember, never leave an ore behind. From the sound of things, we are definitely in the right area. It's time to clear and light these caves. Tell that editor to get back to work. Who knew spiders came in 3 packs? Begone, annoying squeaky things! Every nook and cranny of these caves seems to have mobs in them. While I'm dealing with this, let's check in with our friend Gragore and see what he's up to. Oh, well, thank you, Torchman. Such a nice guy. We're back at the base and trying to figure out what to do with this little area here. I said before that I want to have more automated farms this season, but I also want to preserve what I can of the landscape. Too often, the gut reaction of adding farms is to completely change the shape of the landscape, but when you do that, you risk losing the very thing that drew you to the spot to begin with. So I'm going to try and find a balance between preserving what was here and what will be here. It's not the easiest path to take, but, that said, I think this little pocket in the mountain might work well for a small wool farm. Nothing on the scale of Insane's giant sheep last season, but enough to keep me covered in wool. So, speechifying aside, let's see what we can do with it. Watching me dig out a slightly bigger hole will be a bit boring, so let's check back in with our friend Torchman. Oh, right, yeah. I forgot we have to use that trademark soundbite, so back to you. Oh, we're not playing it now? Okay. Back to you, Torchman. What the f-
Ay, caramba!
Welcome, good citizens. We've finally made our way into the death trap that is known as the unlit ravine. Ravines have proven to be the death of many an unwary adventurer, but fear not, gentle viewer, for we have light on our side. Light as in that lava right there. Try swimming in that, zombie fiend. Looks like we've stumbled on a zombie spawner. Eat fire, zombie. Oh my god, that baby zombie has magical powers. Die, you spawns of evil! Die! Where the heck did you come from? Take that, you miserable zombie! Begone, bony jabroni. Methinks we have found the party. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. This might be a good time to cut to you, Gragore. Okay, thank you, Torchman. We'll be sure to check back in with you later. He sure seems to be having a lot of fun, doesn't he? Okay, back to the wool farm. So we've worked out the general shape of the wool farm. We've set up all these little glass pods that the sheep will be in later on. These little holes in the ground are for the looky-lookers whose job is to looky-look at the grass and see when the sheep have eaten it. Now I'm hoping... Well, that's not right. Now I'm hoping that this little sharp bend here won't affect the growth rate of the grass, because with the ones on the straight line you have grass growing on all sides, but on the corners you only have grass on a couple of sides. I hope that doesn't affect the sheep regrowing their wool too much, but only time will tell. I've never built a wool farm. I've just watched a couple tutorials and I think I got the basic idea, and I figured, well, why not? I've never seen anybody do a design like this. Let's give it a try. As they say, you live and learn by making mistakes. Or by being a genius. One of those two. While I take a quick nap here, let's check back in with our friend Torchman and see how he's doing. Oh, thank you, Gragore. Your concern is very touching, citizen. Thankfully, through the power of the mighty torch, we survived that little game of creeper tag. But right now, we're going to cure this zombie of his zombification. Rest easy, former citizen. You have been cured. It looks like we found yet another pocket filled with the denizens of the deep. It's time they all saw the light. We've made a bit of headway against all the zombie and creepy and skelly and spidey hordes filling these caves, but we've dug ourselves into a wall while we pick them off from a safe distance. As the old saying goes, the light is always stronger than the dark, but heck if I'm going to die trying to prove it. It's taking a bit longer to light this section of the caves than I had hoped, so while I continue to fight for the light, let's head back to Gragore and see how he's getting on. Well, thanks, Torchman. We're placing the droppers with a bow, or as I like to call them, dispensers, so that all these boys can be automatically shorn every time they eat grass. As you can see, the dispensers go right on top of the looky-lookers. For those who don't know how this works, let me explain. The looky-looker looky-looks at the grass. When the grass disappears, it gets jump-scared. When it's frightened, it sends a spicy little fart of excitement into the block its butt is facing. The block, disgusted by the passing of gas, does whatever it can to clear the air and pushes that spiciness out in every direction. If we add a little bit of chili powder on top of that gassed block, it will ignite the chili powder and pass that spiciness onto the dispenser like friends at a party in a game of Who Smelt It, Dealt It. Inside these now aromatic dispensers will be a full set of clippy clips, and any sheep unfortunate enough to be standing in front of it will be clippy clipped of all the wool it has. This is the power of the chili. Fear it, know it, love it. We're now going to add a second layer of glass on top of the first layer because all those sheep, being the naughty little beasties that they are, won't stay in place unless you box them in. With that complete, I'm going to add some temporary blocks between the glass for the next step when I try and coax the little sheepies into their new homes. But before we do the step that has broken the will of many a man before me, let's check back in with our cave lighting friend, Torchman. Things are about the same as ever down here, chum. Dark and very, very crowded. Every time I think we're closing in on the end, I find yet another cave with yet another swarm of mobs that yearn to be enlightened. But fear not, dear citizens, for the work of bringing the flame of justice to these dark-dwelling degenerates shall continue until all these caves are cleared. Or until the delivery man arrives with the pizza. One of those, but not before then. So you keep doing what you're doing, friend, and I'll check back in when I'm done. Well, alrighty then. After much consideration, I thought it would be smarter to get the collection system in place before moving the little sheepies in. With all the wool falling on the ground, we have to go with the old vacuum in a minecart trick. Through the physics of Minecraft, the old Hoover cart has enough suction power to literally pull items through the very ground, almost like magic. One last check around to see that the Hoover cart is routed where it's needed, and then it's sheepy time. Come, my little sheepy friends, follow the wheat. You know you want the wheat. It's good wheat. It's pretty wheat. It's wonderful wheat. Come on, come on. Everybody stay in the group. Come on. Where'd everybody go? Come on. Oh, come on, you guys. Get over here. Get over here. Stay with the group. Stay with the group. Everyone needs to have a little sheepy buddy. Come on, everybody pair up. Pair up. Let's all head over to your new home. Come on, come on. I made it just for you. It's the greatest home in all the land. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, just a little bit further. Just a little bit further. Right down here. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. You're almost there. Come on. Come on. There we go. 3? Where are the rest? Get off the bed. Regina, George, get off the... You're not allowed to play on the bed. You know you're not up... Get off the bed. Get off the bed. Are you... I'll deal with you guys later. All right, guys, come on. Up here. Up here. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on, Stevie. Come on. Come on. Fall in the hole. Fall in the... Oh, good God.
2 hours later.
All the sheep are now happily in place in their clippy-clip pods and with absolutely no more Gragores falling into holes. Not even once. All that's left to do is dye the sheep different colors and then the farm is ready to go. The Gragore tip for the day is to definitely dye your sheep before you place clippy clips in the dispensers. Not that I would ever do this, but if you do it after, you will find yourself struggling to dye naked sheep. And that simply isn't a pretty picture. All the little sheepies have been dyed, and I thought it might be a good idea to put signs up reminding me what color sheep is in each pod. It'll be very hard to tell later on when they're all naked and shorn. And a super fancy wool farm like this would not be complete without an equally fancy item sorting system. I've gone with the gumbo method here. Whatever you have just ends up in one big pot. Obviously, I'll fancy this up later on, but for now, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Oh, and for those who are of a curious state of mind, Torchman, the hero that he is, was nice enough to drop off all the ores he found along the way with the promise that I make sure they ended up in a good home. Such a nice guy, that Torchman. Anyway, the end results were 388 copper ore, 29 gold ore, 14 diamonds, 65 lapis, 127 redstone, and 669 iron ore. As far as the torches and mob count go, a total of 398 torches were placed, and 349 mobs were killed before the pizza arrived. All in all, a nice day's work. And I think that's where we're going to call it today. It was a pretty busy episode. We built our first non-Gragore powered wool farm, and Torchman brought the light to a whole lot of caves. While off camera, I'll see to the hard work of finding a good home for all that ore. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I enjoyed making it. And as always, remember, whatever you're doing, try and have fun. See ya! Die, you foul flying rats! How is it my arrows never hit you unless there's a creeper to protect?